Hi, I'm Lee Crumbaugh.
And I'm Sumair Abro, and welcome to Let's Start It Up community. Me and Lee are very excited for this. And if you're here for a reason because you are interested in starting your own business. So let me just start by saying that, myself and Lee, we are business coaches and consultants, and we have a lot of experience starting new businesses and helping others to start their businesses. Now, in this time of pandemic, we thought that it would be especially valuable if we offered a program to help people who want to start a new business, either as a pivot from what they were doing before the pandemic or as another stream of income. So today, we want to spend a little time highlighting our 4-session webinar series called Let's Start It Up COVID-19 edition, which we'll be offering very soon. So stay tuned. This is going to be worth it. And to kick off things, Lee will talk about the first webinar. So over to you, Lee.
Thank you, Sumair. So in our first 90-minute session, we're going to talk about your new business idea, how to get it, refine it, test it, and identifying the why of your business and creating your vision of great business success. So we're going to talk about the need for you to understand your motives for starting a new business. Your idea needs to match your motives. We'll also talk about the need for you to understand your talents and capabilities. Your idea needs to tap these. We'll give you a process for developing your great new business idea, even if you already think you have a good idea, starting with brainstorming ideas and pushing out iterations and alternatives, to sorting the ideas based on how each idea fits your motives, talents, and capabilities, likely demand and accessibility of the market, capital requirements, scalability, time to launch, complexity, and much more. Then we'll offer you a framework for vetting and ranking your top ideas using research and considering factors such as to what extent others have had success with this idea, whether templates are available, looking at how you might differentiate what you offer, whether there are adjacent or similar businesses you can use as a roadmap, the degree of satisfaction and enjoyment the idea will offer you, your odds of success, and more. We will urge you to get outside input on the viability of your prospective new business from trusted advisors, potential customers, and others. And we will counsel you on how to assess and to decide whether to use or ignore what they say. Once you have landed on the big idea, you are going to bring it to life. We will suggest that you work on the why of your business. That needs to exist. Why does your business need to exist? That's very important. What problem does it solve? What need does it meet? What pain does it resolve? You should turn your why into a statement that you can make to others about the why of your business. That's the core of your vision, your unique selling proposition, and the beginning of your brand. Then we will help you take your why and turn it into your vision of great future success, which will be your guide star as you launch and build your new business. We'll suggest that you expand your why statement by asking yourself, if your business were extraordinarily successful, what would that look like? How would the world be changed? How would it feel? Who would be touched? What would be the result? Then work to tightly craft your vision of great success. You will need it to drive you, push you, and to pull others into helping you succeed. I know you have more to add, Sumair.
Thank you, Lee. And I love how Lee's all about details. He asks all these important questions. And Lee talked a lot about the why of your business and ideas. And speaking of ideas, ideas are a dime a dozen. And not all ideas are great and not all ideas are bad. But how do you find out if your business idea is worth pursuing? So in this first webinar, we will share insights on how to look for a business idea and tools to validate your business idea. And this will be done through a three-step process: find it, test it, refine it. Now let's talk about the first step. How do you find a business idea? Now, a lot of times a new business idea is a problem that you're facing, and then there's a light bulb moment. And you end up asking yourself, if I'm having this problem, there must be others. And if there are others, will they pay me to solve this problem? Now, we have tons of examples of people who have done exactly that. And one such example of a person I wanted to share was of Robert Kearns, who invented intermittent wipers. And the story goes that he got the inspiration for his invention from an incident on his wedding night. You know, poor chap, he was opening a bottle of champagne and the cork shot into his left eye, leaving him legally blind in that eye. And nearly a decade later, he was driving through a light rain, and the constant movement of wiper blades was just annoying to him. So he asked himself, why don't the wiper blades run like human eyes, which blink every few seconds? And the rest, as they say, is history. And that's how intermittent wipers were envisioned, which we use all the time without even thinking that someone came up with the idea and worked on it to develop it. Maybe you have an idea which will help millions out there, and in the process, make you a lot of money. So think about it. And if you have an idea, we will help you get it tested and refine it so you can go out and build your dream business. Now, Lee's going to talk about our second webinar. So over to you, Lee.
Sumair, that's a great story you just told. I love it.
I love that story, yeah.
So our second 90-minute session will focus on developing your strategic plan for success, identifying strategic gaps that will block success, developing strategies and action steps to achieve a successful startup. We will suggest a process that looks down the road to your vision of great success and identifying, condensing, and prioritizing the barriers and chasms that will be in your path as you work to achieve that vision. There surely will be things that are going to get in your way, and we're going to help you navigate that. We will suggest that you brainstorm how you might eliminate or minimize each gap, and then to sort the list of what to do about the gaps by 3 to 5 key topics, such as financial, marketing and sales, production, operations, and relationships and people. From that process, you will see that you will then be able to write a goal and a strategy for each topic, focusing your efforts in the key areas to address what needs to be achieved to succeed and how you will do it. Then for each strategy, we'll offer a process that produces a list of immediate 12-month action steps and initiatives that will yield great progress on each strategy and its related goal. You'll have a plan in place and be ready to go. Sumair, I know you want to add to that.
Absolutely. So, you know, as the saying goes, if you want to go anywhere, any road can take you there. And the wandering of the mind and getting lost to find yourself might be a good idea to let your creativity sparkle. However, for any business idea to really succeed, a clear strategy and a plan to achieve your business goals are imperative. Sadly, I see a lot of great business ideas go to waste because there's lack of direction. And one of the primary reasons is that people think of strategy and planning as a very thick and boring document. And I understand that. Having said that, we're all here to tell you that strategy, goal setting, and planning doesn't have to be death by PowerPoint. In fact, for startups, myself and Lee, we have worked out this magic framework whereby by attending this webinar series, you will be able to distill and refine your entire plan on one page. It sounds too good to be true. It is true. This one page will be good enough to get you going in the right direction. You can stick this page on your wall, keep it on your mobile phone, put it by your bedside table, And this will be your business blueprint, your call to action every time you want to check your business progress. Now, secondly, Lee talked a lot about strategy and a lot of planning and processes. And without that, nothing will happen. Having said that, with all those plans, superb execution is a must. And if I had a time for every time I saw startups fall short on execution, I would have a lot of dimes. So execution is the key to make any business plan work. And the key to great execution is your ability to communicate organizational intent all the time. And we will share insights on how to pave the way to create a buy-in and bring everyone on the same page, that same one page that you saw earlier. And by communicating your strategic intent with passion and purpose, you'll be able to define a shared context, because that's what people are looking for, ensuring that company strategy becomes everyone's priority. Over to you, Lee.
So I did hold up my one-page plan. Doesn't
I
have
can
to
see
be
that.
quite as complicated as this, but this is scotch taped to my wall.
Love it.
So our third 90-minute session will focus on your brand, market, and customers, developing your brand, determining your target audience and ideal customer persona, your marketing and sales planning. Sumair, why don't you start on this one?
It's interesting what he has said, because I remember Einstein once said that if you cannot explain your idea to a 6-year-old, you probably don't understand it yourself. I've seen so many entrepreneurs trying to be clever, waste time on catchy phrases to represent their brand and tell their story. And I get it. You are passionate about your business, your idea, and you want to stand out like a Picasso painting. And that is important. However, at the initial stage, what's critical for the success of your business is the fact that it should be simple enough for your target market to understand it, learn more about it, and become your customer, because that's what it's about. Nothing happens until someone sells something. So we will give you the tools so you can pitch your business even to a 6-year-old. And if the 6-year-old can understand it, chances are that your target market will also understand it. And by doing that, you will be in a better position to solve your prospects' problems and acquire new customers on an ongoing basis. Furthermore, before you get into a vicious cycle of trying to make everyone fall in love with your product or service, we will help you to clearly identify your target customers, what's important to them, and how your offerings will match their expectations. Because at the end of the day, your brand, your story, your business idea is only relevant if and only if it serves your customers' needs and wants better than your competition. What do you say, Lee?
Well, that's so true, Sumair.
Yeah.
I think the viewers are probably starting to see our different perspectives and how having the benefit of our varied viewpoints can be beneficial. My branding and marketing guidance is more process-oriented. From my perspective, you need to develop your value proposition and establish your desired position. That will enable you to create your brand, the personality that identifies a product, service, or company, and how it relates to key constituencies, and design your brand identity, the visual communications aspects that express your brand. Our process will help you do just that. We'll also ask you to identify client touch points, points of interaction between your business and customers, pre-purchase, purchase, post-purchase, where the brand can be positively upheld or negatively represented. We're also going to ask you to consider how and where to invest to build the brand, communicate it, and leverage it to increase profitability, asset value, and return over time. Now, this exhibit talks about the customer avatar. As part of the branding process, your customer avatar will be a key output. We'll help you see how to create your marketing plan for identifying and engaging prospects who fit your avatar, and to use your customer avatar in setting up your sales pipeline and pipeline process. Okay, let's move on to our fourth 90-minute session. In this session, we're going to offer you guidance for your successful startup. Solving the money question. Ooh, that's hard. That's scary. That's important.
That's scary. Yeah.
Types and uses of business plans. Resources you can tap. Project planning and project management. How to address risk and help assure success. You absolutely need to develop a financial model of your business if it will have scale and not be a hobby. Come on, get serious. Best case, worst case, most likely case is best practice. We'll talk about developing the financial model. We'll also talk about creating your business plan. Again, get serious. You need a written plan if this isn't a hobby. And you need versions of that plan for you, for those who will support you and do business with you, and specifically for people who you hope will give you funds. Then we'll show you, by modeling your business and writing your business plan, how you can determine your financial needs, pre-start and after start. Now, I want to say about this, you should refine your plan and your model to the point where you can start with the fewest dollars possible. Money is hard to come by, and there's always a price for taking money from other people. So we want you to have the most efficient and effective business possible with the least amount of outside funding. We'll give you guidance on identifying sources of outside funding and how to best engage with them. And to raise your comfort and investors' comfort, we'll urge you to develop scenario plans for major challenges and big potential deviations from your plan, and to work these scenario plans into your business plan. Among the key guidance we want you to walk away with are answers to these questions. How will you structure your business so you don't give it away? Who can help you? And when and what to ask them? What are the best ways to focus your time during startup? Time is a very precious commodity when you're starting a business. And basically, you're being asked to do everything at once. And what should you do when things don't go as expected? And I can pretty well guarantee that's going to happen. And more. Sumair, I know you have things to add to this.
You know, I always do. But Lee, I loved how you talked about, starting with less money rather than more. And speaking of money, a lot of people who are probably watching this are working for someone. And you talked about scenario planning, which reminds me of working for the corporate world. And people who have a 9-to-5 job and they want to leave their job to do a business, all I want to say to them is leave your job to do a business because you love your business idea, not because you hate your job. That's not the way to do it. And if you have a business idea, I wanted to say, in terms of finding money for your business, that investors will judge your idea and only take their checkbooks out if they see traction, momentum. Now, what do these fancy words mean? A lot of things. But essentially, the best way to show momentum of your business is through numbers. Your revenue, cost of goods, potential number of customers, what has happened in the past, what you're doing right now, and more importantly, what will happen in the future. Investors want to see that. And not all businesses are alike. Some have already acquired customers and can talk about revenue. Some can leverage on the possibilities of their business idea based on projections. Whichever the case, We will show you an easy way to put your best foot forward and get them to invest in you and your business. Finally, it's your idea, it's your business. So anytime someone wants to invest in it, it's because they see value in it. And when someone sees value in your business, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. You must negotiate, and we will show you simple ways where you can actually ask for what your business is worth. And don't give up on the rights of your dream business for chump change. That's my number one suggestion to you. Now, the great news is that when we present in these 4 webinars, it's just part of what you will get to help have a successful startup. We are growing a Facebook community. You will see the links in the comments or the chat box. Please join our community if you have any questions.
It's called Let's Start It Up, right?
It's called Let's Start It Up. Let's start it up. Let's do it. For each webinar, you will get a set of useful resources. For example, a financial model. You can adapt tables of contents for your business plan, a written branding process, and much more. How cool is that? So we hope you can join us for these webinars, whether you're just thinking about starting a new business or already working on starting one up. The 6 hours of guidance and tools we will provide may prove invaluable, streamlining your startup process and helping you focus on what's most important and raising the odds of success. Finally, we have priced our 4 webinar series, Let's Start It Up, just at $199. That's right, $199. And we've done it to make sure that the cost is not a barrier to participating and learning. What do you think, Lee?
I think we have a winner, and if someone's starting a business, they should engage with us. So I suggest that you look for email and social media posts from us announcing the webinar dates. We hope to see you soon.
Yep, let's start it up.
Let's start it up.